Yeah. Good evening. Huh. Due to the fact that we do. Oh, it is working now.
Yeah, there you go.
We're live. We're live on YouTube. Okay, let's make it a sum mustahan, since there's not enough, like I think there's not enough attendees or enrollees in this one to make it, so but I have an NBA coach on Wednesday. I think it will be better to move the auction for Wednesday
Sounds good.
if everybody agrees. So I'm making everyone now that's attending as panel, so it's like a Zoom meeting. If you want to be on camera, turn on your camera, please. So there's Coach Paulo. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Coach. Good evening.
So yeah, I think you know we can just make this a kumustahan, sumustahan. So wait, it's probably best to yeah. Christopher, you join through Zoom. Christopher is our jersey auctioneer.
Wow.
Oh, Mr. The jersey buyer. Well, what do you call it? It's not an auctioneer because that's the one that. And then we also have. I'm just gonna announce here that on Wednesday also we're gonna launch a partnership with Instats. So I want to share to you Instats to the coaches that are here. So we will have a partnership with Instats. It's a it's like Game Breaker. They're more popular in football, but they have NBA teams now, so they're getting popular in basketball. So I will share Instats. So the partnership with Instat, they will give 1 month free access to all that attend the webinar. So
Mhm. What are you talking about?
so here I'll give a. I'll give an introduction to the Instats. I think we're 7 now. So wait, there's more. Uh, guys, we're gonna postpone the. I know everybody's excited for the auction, but I think it's better to postpone it to later date because we only have less than 20. But I'll share with you our partnership with Instats that will happen also on Wednesday. So it's as I mentioned, it's yeah. Are you seeing it now?
Yep.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
coach.
So it's an editing software. Uh, it's a, it's like Game Breaker. It's like, so if we, let's say I want Philippines, the Philippine national team or Gilas. So I can click on it, then it will contain the games of Gilas as they edited it. So then they will have video summaries and let's say we want to see all their 3-point shots from this area that they make. Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Wait up, wait up. So Philippine men's. So they will have the matches against Indonesia. This was the recent match, uh, which we won. If it's in like these are the games against Angola. So let's just say against Angola. So we want to see only their offensive plays. So they will create all those offensive plays one by one. Uh, so all their possessions that so all their offensive possessions are broken down. So so it's a good useful tool for scouts. Okay, and then uh, just the usual. If you search for, let's say, search for, give me a player, Teddy. Doc, player, you're off. You're muted.
Sorry, coach.
Who's your favorite player?
What, NBA? PBA?
Any international
Uh,
NBA,
let's
PBA.
see,
PBA, they won't have
JJ
database.
Redick. JJ Redick.
So JJ ready. Did I spell it right?
That's correct, coach.
Oh, there you go. So Pelicans. So if we click on
Who's
that,
the
click
one,
on his name.
who's the
Well,
one who encodes the statistics into this to Instat? They
it's
have people.
Instats.
They
Yeah,
have people who do it.
yeah,
So it's like an encyclopedia for coaches for them to get
yeah.
the
It's a
stats.
database and video database. So it will open up all of the what they have on JJ Redick. So they'll have their shot chart. Uh, it's I don't know why it's slow, but
Yun, there.
there you go. So his last game was this one, and then based on his 44% here, 63%, and if you click on those, and then it will show all his corner shots. So he has 37 shots from the corner.
They're gonna show all 37 shots.
Yeah, or 38 shots.
Oh, boy. And how does this work? You have to pay like a monthly subscription,
It's a yearly
annual
subscription. Yeah. So why am I seeing? Oh, there you go. That's the
So
first three. See? So
it's
there. So we'll see all his corner trees. Make or miss. Because I just selected the 63%. If I select all those makes, so if it will be 100, so all the make trees, he had 259. So if you click on those,
it's
I
gonna
was
take 50. The time beside it is how long it's gonna take to watch all of that. So it's gonna take 51
yeah, that
minutes.
51 minutes of video.
Okay.
I was playing with it. So when I made that presentation yesterday, so I was able to get Gila's
And how
breakdown.
do you do that? You can download it since you have a
Yeah,
subscription. You can download the
yeah,
video
yeah,
and use for your PowerPoint presentation.
yeah.
Is it edited already?
PowerPoint, or you can use it as a video for. See, this is all makes now. So you can download it. You can download all episodes or download it as a there's format. This is the resolution. So
in in your presentation, I saw this in your presentation. Was it already edited or you edited it some more?
no, it's edited already.
So you just added it to your presentation.
No, no, I got their made baskets and then I edited it. But
It's nice.
it was so easy because you just get their makes and then where those makes are. So I will tell you, let's say uh, any requests, coaches, international teams. Wala mag-request? Go. Wala mag-request. So ako na lang pipili ha. Let's say it doesn't have KL Dragons eh. KL Dragons, the new one, it doesn't have my old one. So Gilas na nga lang ulit. Oh, Lyceum. Let's see what they have on Lyceum. Wala. So they only have the schedule of the games, but they don't have anything on Lyceum. Uh, they have Blackwater, but it will be the games in the Terrific 12. So yeah, Blackwater Elite. They have. Oh, but they do. It's not. It's not. See, there's no data. But yeah, if you can see, there's positional. Like there's video summaries of drives, post up, putbacks. So what I did with the dribble drive is those positional attacks or from handoffs, from isolations. So you'll be able to see it. Doc, you don't have. You're muted.
They're asking for Real Madrid, coach.
Okay, okay. Real Madrid. So yeah, if you attend on Wednesday, you will have free access for a month. So it will be good. Just get all the plays that you want. See, they have stats. They have the last games, and you can press this in order for you to see more games. Selected, these are the last 10. You can all all season games. So one click, you'll be able to see it. All the matches will be. So they're trying to penetrate the Philippine market. So or and the Asian market. So they're gonna partner with Hoop Coaches. So they're our first ever uh partner, sponsor. So we have a sponsor now. Instats will be partnering with. So there are the games that they have. Then video summaries. You click on video summaries. You have the actions and also the defense. So you'll see how they defend handoffs or how their opponent defends pick and rolls. So
Wala, wala ka nang ligtas dito.
yeah, everything. So there's zone
Every
defense, 3-point defense, how they defend the 3 points, all the screens, all their assists, 3-point free goals, anything. So if we click on, let's say their player, uh, Rudy Fernandez.
We have a question from Rafael David.
Yeah.
He is asking what items will be on auction for Wednesday.
Okay, we have Asi Taulabas signed practice uniform. We got Moala Tautua's signed practice uniform. We got brand
Practice
new,
uniform is the
yeah,
jersey and the shorts.
practice jersey. No, practice jersey. Sorry.
Jersey, okay, okay.
Uh huh. We have a brand new Air Jordan. I think it's Air Jordan 12, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I'll show.
Size,
I'll show.
size coach. Whew. Ganda.
It's
Coach,
Jor.
naka-share screen ka.
What? What? Yeah,
Naka-share
yeah, yeah.
screen.
I think they're not interested with the instat, so they're more interested on the auction.
And what is the size of that
11,
pair?
brand new.
Oh,
So
breaker.
there you go. This is
AJ
Jordan
Emerito.
13, right?
I I don't know. I believe so.
I know 11 is the. Yeah, I think this is 13. Correct me if I'm wrong, coaches. So, ba't tayo mag-camera ng iba? Ayan. Mr. Ian, ba't tayo ako mag-camera? Kasya sa'yo to, Ian. So yeah, the Wednesday we have that partnership with Instat, and then we have Brian Gates, a long-time assistant coach from the Timberwolves. So if you Google him, he's gonna talk about ball screen defense. So it's with the Timberwolves, so he's gonna present on Wednesday. Okay. All right. Doc, anything you'd like to discuss with our loyal coaches?
Well, the
You can on your mic, guys, if you want to.
I,
If you want to talk.
some
Oh.
of our local reporters have noted that the NBA has begun talks to restart the league. Now, will the PBA be next? What everybody needs to understand is most likely they're going to decide on how many teams. I think the magic number that they're thinking is 20. So if it's 20 teams, they're thinking it's going to be in Disney World in the resort. So they will have to undergo quarantine and then have to be there for an extended period of time. So what's going to happen? What I heard was uh, if your team, I guess if your team loses, you're out. You go home already. And the further that you advance, the longer you stay. Of course, there are questions there if family will be allowed to go, who is going to take care of the food. What if an owner wants to watch for one day and then leave? So since there's no vaccine and no cure, according to the experts, the best thing that you can do at this point, this goes for any industry, not only basketball. The best thing that you can do is add layers, and the way that you add layers is there's frequent testing,
Mhm.
and on different areas. So when they come in, they're tested, they're quarantined. Maybe after practice, they're tested again. So there's a lot of things that they're going to work on, but that seems to be the model. Now, for the local reporter who said if the PBA is going to do it, well, the PBA still has a long way to go. They have to test their own people first, and we have to see what the parameters are going to be. It might also mean that it'll be a Pinoy Big Brother basketball. It's really
Mhm.
the only way, because if when a person leaves the venue and comes back, you have to start the whole process again. So those are just some of the challenges um, moving forward, be it PBA or NBA that's going to do this. Because what if a player tests positive? Do you just quarantine that player, quarantine the team? The team will continue on playing without that player. So many questions that need to be answered. And I've mentioned this before in in the webinar that I did. There's tolerance of risk. Tolerance of risk is you get used to the idea that you're going to take a chance, a risk. And guys, we do that every day when we ride the car, when you ride the airplane, cross the street. We take a risk. We don't know what's going to happen. But now we have an unseen variable,
Mhm.
the COVID. So if you are yourself are willing to take that risk, the person in front of you may not be willing to take that risk. So those are some of the variables. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, you guys, on what you think. That's on the table now. That's all nothing's official yet because they're still gonna vote on it. They're gonna talk about it. But these are the variables that are in play. So yeah.
Mhm. Well, as long as there's basketball, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. What if you're a contending team and one of your, let's say, your 10th man on the team tests positive for COVID?
Mhm.
That will affect the team, probably the team advancing. What if will a star player and a 10th man on the team be treated the same if they test
Mhm.
positive? Will the rules be the same?
Mhm.
because so much is at stake. So these are the everybody. I want basketball. Everybody wants basketball, but those are the questions that have to be answered. The important questions that have to be answered before we can start. And if you look at that from a micro perspective and look at macro, let's say any other industry, hospitals, restaurants, the concern is the same. So, guys, what do you think? Anybody else want to sound off? All you guys are muted, so just speak
Yeah.
up.
Nahiya sila
I'd love
magsalita.
to hear what you guys think. So there, I think it's the resort. I think is in Orlando, where they're planning on housing the NBA players if kumatutuloy.
Oh,
And the other venue that they were looking at, and up to the last minute, was in Las Vegas. But I don't think they're going to do that anymore. I think it's either going to be the Walt Disney Resort or nothing. Well, they'll postpone it already until the following season. Then they're also looking at since they are looking at this 20-team format, kumatutuloy yung 20-team format. They're also looking at other things like maybe doing free agency first before the draft. So they gives them a chance to tinker with that. And if this continues, they're looking at maybe a next season starting in December. And they're going to shorten the games to, I think, 70. So those are some of the things that are on the table. So from 82 to 70. What does that mean? If you're a fan of your favorite player, breaking all-time records is probably never going to happen anymore because limited number of games. Plus, they rest the players. Now, players tend to not play through injury. So, you know, gone are the days where, like Kobe Bryant na he's supposed to have surgery on the finger. Hindi niya pina-opera. He just continued on playing. Players are thinking bigger than that now. So I think you guys enjoy LeBron James because I think he's gonna be the last one to like go for all of these different records. Because he has the magic formula. He started young, straight out of high school, became the focal point of his team, and he said he's been healthy for the majority of his career, and he's productive and efficient. So
Yes.
there you go, Coach. That's all I got, Coach.
yep. That's
My
all right.
bag's empty.
That's all right. That's all right. So I think it's a good discussion to discuss here because we all love basketball and at least it's moving forward. Alam mo naman ng PBA, di ba? Coach?
Coach, may I ask something?
Sure.
When will be the return date of the NBA? I think it's July 31, right?
I read something about the date, but I'm not sure. Doc, did you read all?
I don't have the date. I just know that they're talking about it. I think that's part of the proposal. They have to do it by a certain date, but if it goes beyond that, they won't do it. That's what I heard. The second thing that I heard was they have to have a certain amount of time to practice. They're not just gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna start," and then quarantine. They're gonna play already because why? It will. They could get injured. Guys, look at what happened to. Not that it's connected, but look at what happened to Kevin Durant. He was injured. He decided to come back in the finals. He got a worse injury. So, aside from finishing the season, you also want to protect your brand and your product and your players for the next season. So how much time are they going to have? A month? to make ensayo. Now, another concern is competitive advantage. Uh, if they do this, can all of them practice in the same place? Or are they going to do what they're doing now, wherein only two players and with one coach each can practice in the venue? So we don't know. Hopefully, they can practice all at the same place. So now they're all practicing. Now you have competitive advantage concerns. What do I mean? Giannis is how old? 24, 25 years old. He's still
24.
at the age where you just throw the ball there. Wala nang stretching yan. Laro na kaagad, right?
Yeah.
24. If you're LeBron James at 35, there's a competitive advantage there. It might take him longer to get his body right because he's older. It's not for training regimen or anything. It's just the natural progression of things. It's different from being in shape, and it's different from being in game shape. So even if the Lakers are seeded what? 2, 1?
Number 1.
Okay. So if they're seeded at number 1, and they have a lot of players who are in their 30s. They have Rajon, they have Dwight. That's not a completely young team. So what if, would it be okay with you if they're seeded 1 and whoever they're seeded against, tapos na-upset sila? Right? So you have to give the teams enough time to practice. So that has to be factored into whatever the date is that they plan on starting again. So it's not as simple as, okay, we're going to start on this day, let's throw the ball and let them play. Parang makina yan eh. Yung diesel engine, iinit lang muna, right? Has to heat up or you can do anything.
Mhm.
But guys, to the credit of the NBA, they're trying, right? I mean, if this succeeds, then they'll be like one of the models for at least for the other three major sports: the hockey, the football, and the baseball to continue. So, but if you look at all of the sports, I think the one that has the best chance of starting sooner rather than later, I think, is baseball. There's a lot less. There's true social distancing there, except for the bullpen. They're all far away from each other. I mean, the only time that you're really in contact is if
The
you're sliding
bases.
bases.
Volleyball,
Sounds good,
walang contact.
but they're in close proximity with each other.
Mhm. Tennis.
Pwede, singles.
So do you think, Doctor, this would be the last LeBron James championship run?
No, he, for me personally, if he keeps his body right, still got like 3 or 4 years to go. With how it depends on his desire to play, and I think his one desire to play is that he wants to play with his son. He's gonna wait for his son to, and then play. He's gonna play 1 year, then quits na.
Think that would be
He's,
2022.
oh, there you go. So he just has to be. He just has to hold it together for another couple of years. He really has nothing to play for anymore.
Oh,
LeBron, he's been to 8 finals. You have nothing to prove.
Yeah.
he still wants to be the best. The
Yeah.
GOAT.
So, what is your criteria for GOAT?
Yeah.
Number of championships. Then it should be
Right.
Bill Russell. He's won 11 in 13 years. If your criteria is they've never
Point.
lost in the final, then maybe you have
You,
Jordan.
you're sounding like your coach. Who was that coach?
Yeah, we had one coach who came in.
Yeah.
I think it was Dunlap. Who?
Dunlap. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it from his point of view that you really have to put criteria in selection of GOAT. So he went to 8 straight finals in modern day with 2 teams. I think that he's in the conversation at least.
Mhm.
Maybe he's
So
the best all-round player of all time.
I think longevity wise, di ba? How many years na siya? 17 years at a high level. That's I think next to Carl Malone, in terms of productivity at that age, they're at par. So well, we'll see. I hope he can, he's still productive. He's still very
I think
entertaining to.
or he still can pass Carl Malone.
You think he can pass Jabbar? What do you think?
Um, maybe if next season he will average 25 points per game, then the next season maybe he can average 23 points per game. Maybe he can pass Jabbar or don't know.
That's at the end of the day, it's desire. Do you guys know the point difference between Jabbar and Carl Malone? It's like 1,000 something. That means if Carl Malone played one more season, I think if you average, I think 10 or 12 points per game, that's 1,000 points already. If you play all of the games, 82. So it boils down also to desire if you want to break the record. But probably the one who has the best chance to do it. After him, it's going to be a long time before we're going to see another player who will even come close to breaking all these records.
But I think Carl Malone's body's already gave up. That's why he
Right.
retired.
Totoo yan. Yeah. That the last season, the one where he was with the Lakers,
Yeah.
he was playing on one leg. So I have to agree with you there. I think I think he was also tired siguro. Imagine. You guys should think about it. You're playing basket. You're only counting his career as a basketball player. Okay, let's say he played what? 19 years, 18 years.
I think Doctor 20 years.
Okay, so he played 20 years. He retired at how old? 41? 40?
40, 40,
Okay, so
maybe
20 years.
20.
Okay, so let's assume it's 20 years because I don't have the stats in front of me. So 40 minus 20 is 20, right? He's 20 years old when he started to NBA. So if you look at that, he didn't start playing at 20 years old. He probably started when he was a kid, di ba? Like liga pa yan. He played in college. So there's a lot of mileage on his body. So it's a testament also to his conditioning and taking care of his body that he was able to play that long. Then as you get older, there's just the chances of you getting hurt are there. It's just unfortunate that he hurt his leg. That was a good team, huh? Shaq, Kobe, then you have Gary Payton, Fisher, and him.
Gary Payton.
Lakas ng team
But
yun.
the Detroit Pistons,
Yes, yes.
they did the impossible. They shocked the world.
That you know who they should give a ring to? The Atlanta Hawks. Because that was the year
Why,
that
Doctor?
they traded mid-season trade to get Rasheed Wallace. I think Wallace came from Portland to Atlanta. Then after a couple of days, he was traded to Detroit. It's really if you look back, I probably got some of the data mixed up, but that was the deal that solidified the starting five of Detroit.
Dead.
Diba? You have Billups, you have Rip Hamilton, you have Tayshaun Prince, you have Rashid and Ben.
They should have
Last
also
one.
Carmelo Anthony, but they drafted Darko Milicic.
You people may say that it was hard, but that was the best available player at the time that fit their personnel. They felt that if they got Carmelo and they had Tayshaun, parang it will overload on a position that they're already strong in. So, they they can hate Joe Dumars all they want for that, but they won a championship at that year. So parang it gives you like a free pass. Kasi you're able to win it.
Yeah, and I heard the news that they already fall in love with that Darko. So and they also need a big man that year.
See, he was, you know what they used to call Darko, the human victory cigar. Pag tambak na, doon lang siya ipapasok. He was not given a fair shake. He should have been with another team, but there wasn't that much pressure. So yeah. But don't feel sad for him. I think he owns a vineyard. He
It's
sells
rich.
he sells he's in his home country. He has like a vineyard, and he does I think wine. He's into wine, so that's
I
what he
think
does.
the chick now is in MMA.
Yeah, he did that for a while actually, but now ano to, I think he's retired, and he's just he has a winery business. I think he's doing well for himself.
Is he the biggest boss? Hindi naman, di ba?
Let's see. Well, of course, you
Brown,
have Odin
Anthony Brown.
bust only because of the injury. You have Purvis Ellison, Michael Olowokandi. There are many.
How
A
about
lot of
Coach
it also.
Kwame Brown?
Kwame Brown.
Yeah, Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame
That's
Brown.
that's handpicked by Jordan.
Yeah.
Handpicked by Jordan. So
For me, it's Anthony Bennett.
do you know that Anthony Bennett was when Cleveland announced their pick, the other general managers were like, oh, talaga?
Wow!
Oh, buenas.
Ganon?
Because in their draft list, Bennett was not
They
even in the top 10.
Yeah.
Well,
Sobrang buenas lang talaga ng Cleveland because in the
Anthony
4 years that they didn't have LeBron, they won the lottery 3 times. How does that happen?
Anthony Bennett wasn't projected by number one that year, I guess.
Yeah. Not even in the top 10. That's
10,
why
yes.
they're so
It's
it's
not
like if
his
you guys
fault.
are into fantasy. Sorry?
It's not his fault to be a bust because he's picked in the first pick.
So with the first pick comes a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Then he was also injured at the start, so I don't think he had training camp in his rookie year. So pressure.
Where does he play right now?
I don't think he's playing anymore, if not G League.
Oh,
So sayang. He's undersized also for his position. You can be dominant in college, but when you get to the pros, you really have to adapt your game to the pro. So if you're undersized power forward, you have to learn how to play smaller shooting. You didn't handle the ball so much before. You have to learn how to handle it. So positionless basketball now, right? Centers can do what the guards are doing, and the guards can do what the centers are doing.
so do you think, Coach, it's Kwame Brown, biggest bass of all time?
we can you can have a poll on the Hoop Coaches website and give a selection there and see from the poll. It really depends.
PBAC, no?
It's hard to label it, but if you're gonna go through the same criteria as the draft, they really gave Sonny Cabato a hard time. And I think they gave him a hard time because he was MVP in the PBL and his mythical selection in the PBL. But his success in the PBL was not able to transition to the PBA. He did play well for Robert Jaworski when Jaworski had the team with Pido Herencio and his center was Sonny Cabato. But he was drafted first overall, so I don't know. But considering he was really decorated in the amateurs and malaking expectations. Then you get to the pro ranks. But I'm pretty sure there are first round picks in the later years, especially 2000 up, that have been drafted first that they also haven't lived up to being drafted number one. It's hard. It's a lot of pressure to be drafted number one. Coach, any other topic? Or,
Yeah, you know.
Kai Soto.
guys?
Oh, Isoto, what do you want to know?
Do you think the NBA will draft Kai Soto?
I think he'll be in the NBA, but I don't think he'll be a superstar, but
Yeah.
he'll be a roster guy. I think that's what I think. Personal opinion. But I hope he'll be a major contributor at least.
I
What
think
do
the
you think?
question was
Player
that question.
comparison.
Go.
Player, player comparison for Kai Soto.
He stops for Singis.
Oh no.
He has.
We wish.
What was one of our guests on the webinar? His impression of Kai Soto. He has to bulk up and be able to defend people in his position. Offensively, he's still raw, but there's room for improvement. So I think that if I remember right, I just forgot who was the one who said it because not a lot of our guests were familiar with him or have decided not to scout him because they're focusing on other things. But I think it's a pretty accurate assessment. And going into the G League, whenever the G League starts, it's a good exposure for him because that's ultimately what he wants to do. So more exposure. But I have to agree with Coach Ariella. As of now, you know, you can't teach height, guys. Guys, 7'2". That's always going to help a team, especially if he can, if he has a deadly perimeter or 3-point shot, because that's what the game is looking for from its bigs.
All
That's a
right.
question that we get in all of the webinars. The Kai Sota question.
Mhm. Maybe he's the one that always asks, Coach, ikaw yun. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. I thank you, coaches, and yeah, bear with us that we had to change the date to a later date. So again, thank you for supporting Hoop Coaches, and please support the other webinars. There have been a lot of webinars now that we started this trend. There's just so many. There's webinars for coaches, for writers, and what we're so happy that we started the trend, and it's all for the love of basketball. All right, Wang Shiji. What's Wang Shiji?
Wang Xixi played for Dallas.
Kale, Emerito kasi sabi Wang Shiji.
The first,
Comparison.
Comparison.
Wang Xixi.
Late ka na naman, Emerito. Lagi ka na late eh.
Nakita niya yung sapatos?
Hindi niya nakita. Wala, at size 11. Hindi siya kakasya. Late ka lagi.
Yun!
Pasensya na,
Coach Bong.
pasensya na. Na-late eh.
Yung trabaho, istorbo yun sa webinar.
Oo, hindi kasi GCQ na rin kami bukas eh, kaya kailangan ayusin.
Guys, GCQ doesn't mean things are back to normal, okay? It's to help jumpstart the economy. If you don't need to go out, stay home.
True.
Yeah.
Na-late na, sayang.
You missed out on our discussion on the restarting of the NBA and
Ooh,
yeah.
panoorin ko na lang mamaya.
It's all there.
I will,
We were also talking about dynasties and the GOATs.
Di tayo matatapos niyan, Doc.
Tagot, walang
Walang
matapos.
katapusan yun.
Walang consensus eh. Kailangan natin ng criteria.
Kaya
Kahit
nga,
saan.
nagiging tayo, Mike Dunlap.
Yeah, but Coach Mike made a lot of sense. You really have to put criteria.
Magaling, sobrang galing.
Galing.
Si Jordan lang, hindi siya,
But I think, Coach, they should stop comparing. They should appreciate the greatness of the player.
Oh, syempre.
Dapat.
And I agree to that 100%. Sakto yung dating mo, Emerito. Nagpapaalam na kami. Nakita lang kita eh.
Bonus feature.
Uwi, ano yung dating ko, ano?
Kaya nga eh. Nakita lang kita. Nagpaalam na kami.
Susunod, try natin di malate.
All right, guys. Thank you again for supporting. We'll see you again on... namimiss na namin ni Doc Teddy yung 4 webinars a day. Remember, Teddy, our first time? 4?
We did. I think we started 6 to 8. Then immediately 8 to 10. 10 to 12. Then we did an international webinar from 12 until 1:30. Nahilo ako dun.
I don't think it's healthy for everyone if you do 4.
Oh, that's,
3 at the most, I think would be great.
I don't recommend 4. It was hard.
Eh,
Grabe
kami nga nanonood lang eh. Kumakain na kami, napapagod pa rin kami. So
You can make,
Oh, sige
even
lang.
if it's
Okay, go.
even if it's 1, it's a good one. Diba?
Right.
As long as everybody learns. Yeah. That's it, Coach.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Guys.
bye
Okay.
everyone.
Good night,
Bye.
coaches.
Good night.
Coach.
Mm.